WCSM's General Store is brought to you by Chad's Express Lube and Car Care, Christine Flynn, your local farmer's insurance agent, and Orion Saft, the AME Group, for all your technical needs. WCSM is recorded at 70X7 Studio. And now, the General Store crew.
Hello. Hello. It's my Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't too bad if you knew who I was trying to be, but it wasn't very good. Are you a fan of Mrs. Doubtfire?
Not really.
What? I can't.
I know.
I don't need this kind of negativity in my life. I mean, I'm telling you. This is why we can't have nice things, people.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Oh, I could watch that one over and over again.
Okay. So I love Robin Williams.
Mom has been staying with us for a while, and she doesn't remember a lot, so she can watch that movie over and over again.
I can relate to that.
And it's new. And so I've watched that one a few times here in the last month or so. But I love that one.
I remember my great-grandfather who suffered with some memory issues. We used to say we just give him one newspaper.
Yeah. No, really. Seriously.
I'm sad, but
no.
That's true. That's true.
If you don't laugh about it,
you've got to.
You'll cry about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Horrible. So
yeah. So anyway, I love Mrs. Doubtfire. So do you like that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. I told you before that Robin Williams is the reason the end's sad because they don't get back together.
That's
right. You did mention
because
that.
he wants kids to realize it's not always a happy end.
Right.
I'm usually a Robin Williams fan, and I do love his stuff. I wasn't Mrs. Doubtfire or Peter Pan. Was he?
Yes. And I don't think I ever saw that one, but yes, he was.
But RV.
Oh, again, I've watched it a million times.
And also one that's really not very popular with everybody, but not a lot of people know about it. It's called The Best of Times with him and Curt Russell.
You love that.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Curt loves that movie.
My point exactly.
He wants
everybody
to
implore you to watch that. You will love that movie.
Is it a mom-friendly movie?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh. I'm a huge Curt Russell fan.
It's an underdog story, a high school football comeback type redemption story.
Nice.
You'll love it.
Okay.
You'll love it.
The Best of Times?
The Best of Times.
Okay. Do you have any idea what platform it's on? Or
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay. All right.
So,
what was the movie he played a professor, like an English professor or something?
Dead Poets Society?
Yeah, that one.
I haven't watched that one either.
I haven't.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a great
He
job.
did a dark film once. He played a mean person in a photo. One of the 1 hour photo booths. You remember those 1 hour photo booths? I forget the name of that movie, but
I do remember that.
Yeah, he played a murderer or something.
Oh,
did you watch it?
No, because because of the precept of it. But I remember that bit. I was like, oh,
yeah.
It's kind of like watching Andy Griffith in a really mean dark role.
We've talked about that here before. That Andy Griffith as a bad guy was
Johnny
way
Cash
too.
He's a bad sheriff.
Way too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one made me. Yeah, I didn't
What
like
was
that.
he, a judge in one? He was a corrupt judge.
Yeah.
So, did this show just get off the rails?
Really?
What are we doing?
The one.
This is what it's all about. You just sit in and start talking.
Remember the one where he's a doctor?
Yes.
Oh, Patch Adams.
Yes.
I love that movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. But RV and Mrs. Doubtfire are two of our favorite movies. We love them.
Maybe I'll give Mrs. Doubtfire another.
You should.
Oh, it's so
a good film.
funny.
Yeah. It's about 30 years old now, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
That doesn't date us at all.
No.
Nope.
No. I'll give it a try. You give Best of Times a try.
Okay, deal. We'll do it.
All right.
Okay. Hey, I'll tell you what else we're going to do. We're going to give a shout out to our top fans, good old boys and good old girls.
Yes.
Got a bunch of them, so we're just going to hit a few, but just know that we love all of you.
That's right.
We love our bottom fans too, and the middle fans.
Yes.
Yeah, all of you. But Velma Bland, David Vaughn, Beverly Burris, Brian Spice, Marcy Krebs.
Get a lot of Eastern Green in here.
Yeah. How about
good old
that?
boys over
How about that? John Stone, Kyla Porter, Jeff Fincham, and also Fritzy. I can't. She's gonna kill me. Fritzy has cut Garrett's hair. Fritzy Phillips has cut Garrett's hair since he was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah. So but anyway, thank you to all of our.
Like you said, there's a ton of them.
A bunch.
A big shout out to my uncle Dan Swafford.
Yeah.
A big fan of the podcast, and
he's very engaged with us.
He engages with us.
Awesome.
He shares. He likes. So yeah, big shout out to Uncle Dan.
Dan Swafford, as in the.
Now there's other Dan. There's a Dan Swafford that's a city councilman here in Ellisville.
Different one.
Different one.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Correct. That's
okay.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, because I know that Dan Swafford.
Okay.
Him and Perry grew up together.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So when you said, I'm like, I didn't know y'all.
Uncle
of course, the Durnalls are related to everybody. Like, so I wouldn't have surprised me if you.
In
were.
a good way.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant for sure.
Okay.
Well, hey, it's WCSM's General Store from the 70X7 studio. Thank you to Mike and Carter, our producers. Thank you especially for the air conditioning. Yeah. And that's nice. Mike finally put some air conditioning in. No, I'm kidding. No. Now we're just fun. Now we're fighting for indoor toilets.
Yeah.
Or dressing rooms.
If we could,
that wouldn't be terrible.
Would be great.
You know, I mean,
would be
come
great.
on. Yeah.
So okay. So these are the random thoughts that run through my head, and so let's see. I know that's frightening.
I like your random thoughts, though. They're fun.
So some random thoughts. So first of all, does it bother you guys at all that they don't teach cursive in school anymore?
Just we went through this the other day. Madison was signing her senior pictures. And
did she know how?
She did, but she could do her name, but she couldn't do any others. You know, she couldn't like write a sentence or anything.
Yeah, kids.
No, they can't do it.
Kids that age,
they
a little older, maybe.
How do you write? But they don't have to write checks anymore.
No, and that's what.
When you go,
that's the other side. That's the pro argument. Is like, well, they don't really need. Nobody signs anything anymore. Yeah. You can mark an X. Just because it's your signature, it doesn't mean that it has to be your name in cursive. You can write it out in block letter, whatever. But I think it's, to me, I don't like it.
It takes away from our individuality, I think, is because, you know, I feel like if I print something out in block letters,
that's a really good point.
You print it out, it's all going to look the same.
That's a really good
My
point.
signature, I can't get your signature down in, you know, a minute. I'd have to really do it. So I think it takes away from who we are as individuals. Yeah. But to your point, I've had my kids have gotten checks like from people,
sure,
and they'll just print their name on the back of it, and right through.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny thing is when sometimes when our renters they don't know how to write a check. They'll write that first check.
It is a dying art.
And they'll put the amount in the memo. You know, they have no idea how to fill out a check. No idea. No, they're clueless.
And most kids these days don't know how to mail an envelope.
Right.
They don't know how to do the return and, you know, the address.
That's
Mike.
Now, what would Mike know about that?
Our producer works for the USPS, the United States Postal Service. I bet you really understand that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, I don't want to be the curmudgeon that's always talking about, you know,
in the good old
days. Back in the good old days.
When I had to walk to school in the snow backwards.
Because I guarantee you, our grandparents and great-grandparents said the same thing about our generations. I do know that.
They did. You know
I
they
do
did.
know that.
Yes,
but
of course.
But I do find it, I mean, because really, like, if you go back and read books or letters that were written like back in the early 1900s or in the 1800s, the language,
beautiful,
the English language is so formal and beautiful, and the handwriting was so incredible, wasn't it?
Artful.
Yes, it was.
Awesome.
It was like an art. And now I can remember, now both my boys went to Lighthouse Christian Academy, a private school here, and they still taught cursive writing.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, there. So they both know how to write. But kids their age, that when they went to public school, I can remember taking a group of boys to like the Y to play basketball, and we bought a day pass. Well, they had to sign in, and the boys didn't know how to sign their names. You know, Griffin did, but the rest of them, they just printed or whatever. They were kind of, I'm like, you all don't know how to write cursive, and they weren't taught it in public school.
At least you didn't make them feel bad.
No, at all. Not at all. I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? I mean,
I'm bringing a bunch of morons.
I mean, that was the first time for me that I realized.
Not to be offensive to morons.
Right. Oh,
right,
no.
Exactly. I bet morons know how to write their name in cursive. I bet they know how to write.
We really don't want to offend the morons.
We'd really like for you to watch the show too.
Right.
So if you're a moron, please don't turn the channel. Please.
Hey, leave my family.
I'm telling you.
Oh, gracious.
Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
so yeah. That,
where were you going?
That I think it's just shocking that that's fallen by the wayside. But and you and I have talked about this before. Also, like grammar.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like there, and there, like THERE, THEIR, or THEY apostrophe R. There,
drives me crazy.
There, and there.
Drives me crazy.
Where are you going there?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like
we actually had a question on our Facebook page about this.
We did?
It said it was what grammar mistake drives you the craziest.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
You remember that? And I think for me, it's, and you just mentioned a few of them, but when people say something about they're going to lose their mind or they're going to lose it, they'll spell it LOOS.
Oh, yeah, 2 O's.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one for me, and this is the one I answered.
Don't lose it.
Is
or lose it.
Don't lose it. The one for me was would've. I would have, and it should be would have. I would have.
Yeah.
But most people write it out would of, OF, and it actually should be would have.
Oh, would
but they
have.
say, because when you say
it sounds
like would have.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
Or the contraction of those two words, like would and have, sounds like would have, right? So most people, when they write it out, they write OF instead of HAVE, which is what it should be.
You sound like an English teacher.
No, but
Mr. Calling there.
No, but I love the English language, and grammar is something I passed in school.
Well,
atta girl.
You lucky dog.
Social studies, no.
Not so much.
No, which now, if I could go back, I would pay attention to history and social studies, but because I love it now.
Yeah.
But so grammar, so that's, I find it, and I think that, and don't you guys think that a lot of it too is computers and spell check and texting?
1000%.
But texting, I think, is and I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, me too. Texting has dumbed us down because we're in such a hurry that we don't even do full sentences anymore.
We don't need full words.
No, right? Yes.
The letter U for you and all that stuff. Yeah.
Was it you telling me that it's not even cool to send the proper grammar anymore in a text that the kids?
Oh, well, probably
it's
not.
It's like
it's too much to read.
If you ask a question and you put a question mark at the end of it, that's not necessary. Why would you?
Unnecessary.
When you coming, nothing at the end. Right? I mean, that's not necessary. You can't put it. So yeah, to your point, oh my gosh, yes, that is totally dumbed us down.
Isn't
and
that weird?
We just rely on spell check anymore. Which sometimes is very funny too.
Yeah, spell check sometimes brings up words like I wouldn't even think about that word.
Yeah, or and then you have autocorrect, which is awful.
Oh,
I mean, because this is for all of us.
Yeah.
Check your text before you send it, because auto check will happen, will sneak up on you, and you're sending something that you.
That's right.
Might oughtn't to send.
So you ought
to check it.
So another thing to be careful about that on text messages is group texts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever stepped into that where it's a group text and it's all four of us, and next thing you know, I think I'm talking to Mark.
Yes.
Yes.
And you say something,
send it to the group instead of the private individual.
Yes, so I'll be very, very, very careful. I hate group texting. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate sending any message you didn't mean to send to someone.
And you can't take it back.
Oh, you can't take it back. No.
Now I think there is something you can hit unsend, but I think they still get it
if they see it.
Yeah,
you can't unsend it. But
if they've opened it,
see it.
Oh, I see.
You can't.
I wonder
You're
how
right.
that works.
You're right. Well, that's on iPhone.
You can't do it all the time.
That's on iPhone. I don't know.
We'll have to talk to the guy back there.
I don't know, but if they don't have an iPhone, I mean, are they even?
I don't
know about Androids.
I mean, I think if they don't have an iPhone, I mean, does grammar even matter?
Are they even American?
He's closing us out.
Really?
He's closing us out. He's like, that's it. You guys are done.
Folks, sorry, folks.
Stay close. We're going to roll around in my brain a little bit more coming up after the break.
Sorry, folks. That's an insider there.
Hopefully Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center is still with us. And we love
people.
them. One of our newer partners. It's the place you need to go to keep your car running and in tip-top shape. For all your oil change needs, head over to 1357 South Liberty Drive in Bloomington, next door to Menards, every 7th.
That's right.
7th. Okay, 7th oil change is free. That's right. 7th oil change is free.
I've got mine free.
You cannot get any better than that.
That's
That's Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center, 1357 South Liberty Drive in Bloomington.
You got a minute for me to talk about something?
If it's a minute, yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me take a drink of something real quick.
Okay, nice. Subliminal marketing.
That is so
fresh.
good. That
Is
Does
it
that
ice
cup
cold?
say the AME group on it?
Let me, hold on. Let me.
Oh.
And his shirt does.
Wow.
Let me
Nice.
You have completely been bought off, haven't you?
Oh, man.
What?
I mean, I don't think any of us have AME.
You know, here's the thing. I think businesses give me swag because I'm a 6'6" gargantuan walking through. I'm a walking billboard,
right,
basically.
And what you're saying is, if I were, no one would see it or notice it. Kinda. I mean, I get it.
I'm not saying
I
it,
get it.
but yeah.
Right.
One of our great sponsors,
Yes.
the AME Group, one of the largest, most successful managed service technology providers in the country. As your technology success partner, they're going to design, plan, procure, implement, support, and manage all aspects of your business technology so you don't have to worry about it. If you're even considering a managed technology service, give Orion Saft a call at 812-320-0389. He's been a friend of mine forever. I trust him with my kids. I know he'll take care of your business just like he takes care of his own. So give him a call, 812-320-0389. Great guy.
And just how often does he take the kids is the question. I mean, really.
Any time that I would ask, he would definitely take my kids.
Yeah.
Speaking of, he is now a grandparent for the second time.
No.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Orion. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Congratulations.
It is
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So he's doing well. He's on cloud 9 right now.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Very good. Congratulations.
Good guy.
Yes, we love Orion and are glad that he's a partner and
Yep.
glad that you're sharing your friends with us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, so back to random thoughts in my head. So the other day, and I've thought more about this.
I'm cringing.
Because I talked to you. I know it's a scary place. Trust me, you should live in there.
Oh,
We all hold hands.
Yes.
I-
So I mentioned this to you guys the other day, and I thought more about it. And there actually are more states like Indiana than I thought there were to begin with. But I was just thinking, so states like when someone is from a particular state, they are. So if you're from Texas, you're a Texan.
Yeah.
If you're from California, you're a Californian.
Yeah.
If you're from Nevada, you're a Nevadan. Or or if you're from Washington, you're a Washingtonian. Right? You know what I'm saying? Right. So
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm thinking, are the Hoosier? If you're from Indiana, you're not an Indiananan or an Indiana-er.
Well, you could be.
Because like a New
Indian.
Yorker or a.
It's
you know
really
what I
hard
mean?
to say, so no. I'm
No,
gonna say
Indianian.
no.
Instead, we're a Hoosier.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really
Definitely
weird.
not a Boilermaker.
I really thought that was odd. I really thought that was odd that Indiana.
Yeah.
What state are you from?
Right.
Or I'm a Texan, or I'm a
Yeah.
proud Texan, or
Right.
whatever. You're a Hoosier, but it doesn't really unless you know that Indiana is the Hoosier state, you're not going to know where they're from.
That's true.
But then there are more like Missouri.
Missourians?
I don't know. Is that maybe?
What about Maine? Like maniacs?
Yeah, maniacs.
Manians.
Yeah. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Mainers.
Manians.
And she dancing like... No.
Yeah.
Vermontian? Vermonter?
Vermont.
That is interesting, though, how...
New Hampshire?
When you know, but...
New Hampshireite. That's why I do...
Oh, New Hampshireite.
But who from Montana is going to know that Indiana's the Hoosier state?
No, right.
Yeah.
So...
Who from Montana?
Do you know somebody from Montana?
I don't.
Okay. Anyway,
do we have to worry about that?
Well, not if you don't.
Right.
Mark doesn't know anybody.
Well, I just again random thoughts that just kind of
Montanian.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
It is. It's
Wyomingian,
like Illinois.
Wyoming. If you're from Wyoming, you would be a Wyomingite.
You're a cowboy.
I would say.
I don't know. I mean,
Illinois.
It's the ones that end, I guess.
Illini.
But a Connecticuter.
It's not
Connecticuter.
Yankee.
It's not working.
I think. So I would find that very interesting to know.
Right.
A New Yorker. Right?
Yeah, New Yorker.
A Missourian. That may be right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
a
North Carolinian.
Very rare that I'm right.
A South Carolinian, an Alabama. If you're
Alabaman.
yeah. So I don't know. I just
Louisianian.
See, now you got me going through the whole states.
Yeah, let's go through.
So you got anything else in there?
No, I don't know. No, but that's the kind of random stuff that. So here's another random thought. I actually posted this on my Facebook page the other day. Another random thought. So. Okay, so. And I know not everybody feels the same way about this, and maybe not even everybody at this table, and so that's okay. But this is just my view on it. I'm not a fan of cursing. I think cussing is
what the heck?
Just poor. I just don't. Again, grammar and English, I guess, or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, I'm convicted about cussing. Holy Spirit conviction. Right. So,
the Bible talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, really, right?
Yeah,
so
just that you honor God with your speech.
Yes, right. Yeah. So, and hey, all transparency, I cussed like a sailor probably a few years ago, and decided that just wasn't. I was really convicted in my spirit, and
I've never heard you curse.
Stopped immediately.
Have you heard her curse ever?
I don't.
And we've
so.
been friends for a second.
I didn't a lot. I mean, I didn't like in mixed company, but if around people that. I knew, and never at home. I never did in front of my boys and stuff either. But a certain select people, I could let her fly, just like sailors.
Let her fly.
But I just felt it was wrong. I was convicted in my spirit.
Well,
and I quit completely. Now, don't get me wrong. If I hit my thumb with a hammer, I might say something. But I'm immediately repenting and asking for forgiveness because conviction. But here was my random thought in my head. So a lot of adults, when I mention this or talk about it or whatever, are like, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And it's just words and no. Okay. And that's their point of view and that's okay. But I find it odd that if there's nothing wrong with it, why I'm guessing at least 99%, 95% of parents correct their child for using that language, which I thought was kind of interesting.
It is.
If you think about that,
it is interesting, and it's a good thought, and I think they're on track. But also, when kids are real little, their brains aren't even halfway developed yet,
right?
And science says not until they're 25 years old. So when you expose them to whatever the movies that are violent or the language that is bad,
I may be bringing that average up. I don't know. Go ahead.
The brain thing?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I may be bringing that number up for the average. It's taking me a lot longer.
Remember when you could turn his microphone off?
I know. Remember that.
Remember those days? I love those days.
Now he's having random thoughts. The difference is they just tumble out.
Right. No, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. But what I'm saying is, I get it, and I don't want my 7-year-old flinging F-bombs around. But also, I know that you don't want your kids doing it because it's the age of innocence. But your point is, hey, if it's wrong for them,
That's what I'm saying.
Why is it okay
Why
for
is
us?
it our knee-jerk reaction as adults to tell our kid, that's not, you can't say that, or don't talk like that.
Right.
Oh, that's a bad word, whatever.
Yeah.
But as adults, we defend it when we do it. I just thought that was interesting.
Or you spell it in front of them.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Okay, we got
So you just
we hit something.
You just triggered a memory. And God bless my mom. If she was here, she would love this story. 1975-ish, 6-ish. I'm 5 or 6 years old.
Good year for the Hoosiers.
And we are parked in a parking lot in Newcastle, Indiana. I think Dad has run in to get something, pizza or whatever, for the night, right? And of course, my mom is in the front. I'm in the back. I turn around in my seat, right? And there's a establishment behind us that we're parked there. And like any kid that age, I always was asking, Mom, what does that spell?
Oh no.
Okay. And like a good mom, she says, sound it out.
Oh no.
So I proceed at 5 years old to sound it out. I'm talking about the mother of all cuss words, right? Oh, no. I sound it out, and I'm slow with it, and I'm deliberate, because I want to nail it, right? I'm going to show Mom that I can sound this word out. Look at me, Mom! And I will never forget, she took the biggest... and it was, don't you ever say that word. I mean, just went on and on.
So now where was the word written at?
So it was spray painted.
Oh, okay.
On
so
the
like
side of
some
a
graffiti or whatever.
Graffiti, yes.
Okay.
Because that's what people do when they want to do street art. They spell that word. And of course, now by this time, Dad's getting back.
It wasn't fire truck.
No, it wasn't fire truck. Dad's getting back in the car, and he's like, "What is going on? What's the matter with you?"
That's a great story.
Mom is freaking out. I mean, she has totally lost her mind that her baby has said this word at her request.
Right.
She requested
Sound it out, honey.
Sound it out, because that's what.
Use your big words.
Yes. That's
so you don't have to tell us the word, but can you give us the first and the last letter?
I just did.
Yes.
Oh, what was it?
It wasn't
fire
truck. It wasn't fire
I see.
truck. No. But
I'll tell you something similar to that.
She lost it.
We were traveling to Kentucky one time, and I don't remember the story, but we've heard it for all my life. And my dad passed a sign. He didn't see it. He wanted to see what it said. So he asked Brett. He said, Brett, what's that sign say? Because Brett's in the back seat with us. And he looks back at it like you. It was spray painted on the back side with some graffiti. He goes, it says JC sucks. Just, no. My dad's like, no, that's not what I want. I want the front side.
I can't see it now, Dad.
I did what you asked, Pops.
He read the sign.
Oh, that is so funny.
We'll have to have Brett tell that story.
He will remember it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
That is so funny. So I have to tell this story. It's a Coach Hep story, which your story about sounding it out reminded me of this story. And Coach Hep was the IU football coach he was hired in 2005 and he passed away in June of 2007 from glioblastoma, brain cancer. But the guy, so many stories, and some things could happen to him that you would never, ever, it could never happen to anyone else. He was in a hurry, and he was going to speak in Versailles, I think it was Versailles, Indiana. And he was running late, and he was so good. He was such we called him the Pied Piper, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was so good, people just wanted to follow him everywhere, but he was just really good at making sure he had all of his, ducks in a row. So he pulls in on the way, and even though he was running late, he wanted to make sure that he said Versailles or Versailles,
correct.
However the people in the town said it, right? Because that's who he was going to be speaking to. Mm-hmm. So he pulls into the Dairy Queen, and he goes in real fast, and he's in a hurry, and he's like, okay, he gets up to the countertop, and the counter, and there's a young girl standing there, and she's going to take his, I can help you take your order. He goes, I need you to tell me where I am, and I need you to say it real slow. And she looked up at him, and she goes, Dairy Queen.
I knew where this was going. Yeah.
There were so many great Coach Hep stories. Probably my favorite.
Right.
And he was like, no. Of course, he's in a hurry anyway.
Right.
But she looked. Can you just see her look on her face? She's like, Dairy Queen. Not what I was saying.
What, Joe can't read where you come from?
Yeah. So another quick story about Coach because there's so many. Perry and I, he was going to throw the pitch out for the Indianapolis Indians baseball game, and I was so blessed to be a friend. Thanks to you, to Coach and Miss Jane. And so they had asked Perry and I if we wanted to go with them, and so we were going. And of course, as always, his kids and his family and all the grandkids were running late, and Coach was like, "Get in, we're going." They know where Indianapolis, the stadium is. They'll find it. Right. He had to go, right?
Right.
So we get in. Perry had never been around Coach before, so this was his first time around Terry Hepner. And so me and Jane get in the back, and Perry gets in the passenger seat next to Coach, and of course it's the head coach of IU football, and
it's pretty big deal.
It is, and Perry's a little
nervous,
starstruck, really,
right,
and
absolutely.
so he was like, "Well, so what do you like to be called? Like, what would you prefer? Like I call you." Perry wanted to be respectful, right? Do you want me to call you Coach Hep, or do you want me to call you, Terry or whatever,
sir
or whatever? And he goes, "Well, I think he said, what would you like for me to call you?" And he was like, "Well, Jane calls me Honey, but you can call me Coach Hep," or something like that. But he just always had that dry sense of humor, one-liner singers, and Perry was like immediately just.
So was Perry and Terry all the way up.
Yes, and then it was fine. Perry actually got to see that side of him.
That's good.
Yeah, so many
Good
great
memories.
stories. But anyway, I love the Dairy Queen Versailles story. So good.
It's super.
But be careful about asking people to sound it out.
Or ask them where you are.
It
so
could be painful
They may
for
tell
your
you where to
mom's
go.
ears.
That was a great story. Oh, God love Miss D. I bet she was mortified.
She laughed about that later, but
not for a while.
On that day, not so much.
You won't believe what your son just said.
Yeah, for sure. That's so good. Oh, well, thanks for spending a little time in my head. We'll have to maybe jump into one of yours at some point. That'd be good.
You don't want to go there.
Mark's next.
We already know what's on Mark's mind. Because he always tells us.
It's like a cave. There's nothing there.
Okay.
It's an abyss.
Yeah.
Even better.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back next Friday from the 70X7 studio for more from the General Store. Till then, next time. All right.